given the headcount aspect of this, Paul, in effect, in the creation of Northern Ireland, the way it was created, really laid the roots of what became a sectarian.
Yes,
state.
there is absolutely no question about that. The question is this implicit in partition as such, in quite and to some degree, because clearly the existence of partition is fueled by sectarian passion to some degree, at least at a minimum. But the exact institutions cannot be abstracted from two things. One is the British Parliament's conception by this stage of a settlement, which is two parliaments for the island of Ireland, linked, by the way, by a Council of Ireland, which they believe would cooperate. And by the way, James Craig was quite happy to work. He wanted an institution of cooperation. The problem on that front comes when Cosgrave goes down and De Valera comes up in Irish politics, and then that becomes a much more fraught idea. But that's the constitutional model that Britain wanted. But in the context of violence driven by the War of Independence from 1919 onwards, that you have to have where your B specials come from and so on. British government doesn't want to retain troops here in a large scale. If it had done so, it might have chosen to stay in Dublin ad infinitum. So the whole situation is one in which the violent contexts are such that the form of regime that you get in the North is inevitably determined by a unionist assessment. And by the way, some of the people who went to work in the Stormont system as civil servants, senior civil servants, had just come out of a Dublin castle. And you remember what Collins says about how easy it was to destroy Dublin Castle, that famous line of his about the British. But Jesus, how did these people ever run an empire? And that's because his own cousin is working there, taking out documents and other people are betraying their colleagues. So the unionists in Belfast don't want somebody saying, but Jesus, how did these people ever run an empire? So the hardness enters into it. And there's no question, for the Catholic working class in Belfast, for example, this is the worst possible outcome.